class that I do today is founded on what I call the 4 C's. The letter C. The first C stands for connectivity. Coconut, after all, connects the people of the island and the people of the Caribbean. The second C is based on culture and history. So I will tell you how coconut has been woven into our culture and our history and how it plays a really important part. The third part is culinary. I will show you how coconut can be used in cooking and baking and anything culinary in the kitchen. And the last C is cosmetic. I will show you how coconut can be used in making yourselves more beautiful, more handsome, softer skin, right? Weight loss, well-being. I will show you some of that as well. My grandmother is 92 and she taught us that as a young girl, they used to harvest coconuts and send them to places like Dominica in the Caribbean, where they use the coconut to make wax and candles and soaps and so on. Now, we have growing in those trees coconuts, green coconuts, dry coconuts, and a coconut can weigh as much as 8-10 pounds, depending on the size. That's heavy. If you have one of those falling from 125 feet, that's really dangerous. So you understand why we have to hire somebody to go up in every tree and clean them out. So I'm going to do a couple of demonstrations. So what I want to show you right now is I want to talk about a green coconut, or what we call, there are a couple of names that we have for this. It's called a green coconut. We also call it a young coconut, or a baby coconut, or the immature coconut. So you can call it a young coconut, baby coconut, or immature coconut. You can also call it a wet coconut because when you open it, the inside is going to be watery and you can squeeze the shell and you'll see water dripping out. You can also call it a soft coconut because it is soft on the inside. And locally we have another name we call it, which is a jelly. Jelly. Now why a jelly? When you open the green coconut, inside the meat, the white part of the coconut is soft and squiggly like jello. So let's open the green coconut or the jelly and see what inside looks like, because I guarantee most of you don't ever see the coconut like this. You see the other one which is brown and fibrous. So let's see what's on the inside of this one. Now whatever you do, don't try this at home. He's a licensed machete operator. Look how sharp that is, very sharp, and you just got to be really, really careful. So I don't want any of you trying this at home. Now, I want you to pay attention. We've got a full cup of water and there's still more water in the coconut. That just goes to show you that over time, we become so good at this, we choose the right coconut to get a full cup of water. That goes by experience. You're going to put this down a little bit and we'll come back to that a little bit later. So, what I want to do is to open the green coconut or the jelly and see what the inside looks like. Now remember I said to you, the inside, the meat of the jelly is soft and squiggly like jello. So what do you do? If you're in the jungle or if you're on the beach and you don't have a real spoon, it's very easy. You shave a side of the coconut and you make your own scoop or your own spoon. So now we have the jelly and I've got my scoop. Look at this. All I've got to do is that. And within one easy motion, I get the coconut. Now look at how it shakes and jiggles. That's why we call it a jelly. I just want you to touch it and feel how soft it is. Was it good? Nice. So you see? There you go. A coconut smoothie. It's like a vanilla milkshake, but it's made from coconut. It's slushy, it's cold, and it's sweet. It's really good. Very refreshing for this time of day. It's all natural. You really take some fresh coconut meat, either the young one or the mature coconut. You blend it so you can get the milk. You add a bit of honey, you add some pineapple juice, and you can add some coconut cream and you mix it together, and there you go. You can also flavor. You can put in vanilla extract. You can put other things in it. But to keep it coconutty and real natural, you can just do what I just told you. And that's really good stuff. So what I'll do now is I want to go to the next coconut while you enjoy your first snack. And I want to just take you through this. Now, dry, very good. And if that coconut were a baby coconut, what do you think this one is? That was a young coconut. This would be an old coconut, mature coconut. The dry coconut or the brown coconut, let's open it and see what the inside looks like. However, pay careful attention. For this coconut, we cannot use the same technique as we did for the green coconut because it is so hard. If you tried, watch what happens. The machete bounces off the side of the coconut. So what we're going to do is to use a technique that we call the 1, 2, 3 chop technique to open it. So look at this. How many chops is that? 1. How many now? 2. How many now? 3. So watch what's going to happen. He's just going to just tear it from the shell. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in less than 20 seconds, we've got our dried coconut right out of the shell. How about a round of applause for him? That's really cool, huh? Now, this is what you're probably most accustomed to seeing. When you go to the stores and the supermarket, this is what you see. The brown, fuzzy, round coconut. That's what you probably see most of. If you're an athlete, you're out in the sun, you sweat a lot, you lose nutrients from your body. You lose electrolytes. What coconut water does, it puts them back in your body. So it rehydrates and replenishes nutrients that you lost from the body. In addition, coconut water is very good for you in the sense that it acts as what you call a diuretic flush. It means it flushes the kidneys. So things like gallstone and kidney stone, if you drink coconut water, it will delay the onset of those or prevent you from getting them. So that's why the doctor recommends that you drink coconut water about 4 times a week. If you can't get it fresh, get it from the can. Just look for the brand that has the least amount of sugar because you want it more natural. It may not be as sweet, but it's better for you because you don't have as much sugar. The other thing that coconut water is good for is if you have what we call hypertension or high blood pressure, coconut water is full of potassium. It will help to reduce or lower your blood pressure. In addition, coconut water is also very good for you because it helps to keep the skin really cool. As a matter of fact, some doctors have found out that if you're in a remote area, like a jungle, and you get sick and you need an IUV into your system, in your veins, you can use coconut water. It will help to stabilize you until you get professional help. As a matter of fact, coconut water is an excellent builder of blood plasma. The nutrients in coconut water, and you drink it, it's kind of sticky. It has the same kind of viscosity as blood has. It's an excellent builder for blood. It helps to build blood plasma. Now let's talk about the shell. The inner shell that we just had. What do we use this for? First of all, if you got some sandpaper and you sanded this, take off all the fiber, make it real smooth. You can then get a special saw. You cut a hole in the side. You take the coconut meat out of it, put the cover back on, and the little hole that you created, you drop your coins in, you get an excellent local piggy bank. We can also make, look at my little turtle friend here. He is so friendly, he can say hello with his head or with his tail, right? Say hello, turtle. See, he's a really good guy. He's so happy to be with us. He's like nodding and dancing and shaking his head, shaking his tail. All you do, you take the coconut shell, you sand it, and you apply varnish, dark or clear varnish, and you put the contraptments at the bottom, and you have your coconut turtle. We can also use it to make jewelry. You can make earrings if you want to have them round, or if you want to make them into a donut pendant. If you want to make them oval, you can make them into a cross. You can make them into squares, whatever pattern you want. You cut the shell and shape it to where you want it, and then you just make the earrings accordingly. What else have we got? Right here, I am holding a little egg holder. You're cooking hard-boiled eggs in the morning for breakfast, right? You take it from the pot. What happens to your fingers? You take the egg from the hot water, you hold it. What happens to your fingers? They burn your fingers. So what you do, you get one of these, you take egg from the pot with a spoon, you put it in here, you let it cool. Once it's cool enough, you crack the egg, you take off the shell, you eat the whole egg, and then you put the shell back in, put the eggshell in the garbage, and you have your little egg holder with you. We also have hand chains. Right? These are made from coconut shell, just paint them whatever color you want. You have necklaces made from the coconut shell. All things that you use from the shell. Now, what I want to point out here as well, right here, I am holding something in my hand. Lester, we ready for snack number 2? We're going to serve you snack number 2, which is coconut macaroon. It's like a coconut cookie. It's soft and crunchy, and you just bite right into it. There's enough for everybody to have one, so don't worry. Yes? What I did, I got the biggest one I could find. So when my buddies are making 2 trips, because they're quick, I make 1 trip and I got a big pile. Second trip, big pile. So when I'm done, I get the biggest pile because I had the biggest dumpster. Right? That's what we use as well. Here's another trick you can use. You're having a party at your house and you have friends coming over, right? You need to set up a little buffet for the food. You go to the store and you're buying dish after dish, container after container. I am going to teach you with the coconut story how you can connect with the environment, save money, and look real smart. So what you do, you get a couple of these, you wash them with soap and water, that's all you need, and you put them right in the buffet. And inside you can put lamb chops, pizza, chicken wings, rice, you can put salsa, you can put any kind of food inside. You can put cakes, pies, chocolate cookies, anything. And you know what? People come up, they take the food right from here, and once they're done, you take this, you wash it with soap and water, and you put it away for the next time. That's all you have to do. So everything from the coconut has a use. And this is just the part that covers the blossom of the coconut. What else have we got? Right here. Yeah, I suggest you take some water after because I have a couple more snacks coming. They're all made from coconut and they're all sweet, right? So, I'm holding right here in my hand. We use a dried blossom from the coconut tree as our rake, as our coconut broom. Watch this demonstration. Imagine these were leaves falling from the trees on your lawn. You want to rake them up or get them together. Rather than going to the store and buying a leaf rake, I use a dried coconut blossom, which looks like a broom, and watch what I do. Just like that. And I sweep them together and I make a really cool pile. So at the end of the day, I am connecting with nature, I'm saving money, and I'm really getting the work done using my coconut broom. Now, I got a really cool question from somebody in the back, and I want to answer it right now. Can we use the coconut to make a canoe or kayak? Not really, but you can make a boat. Yeah, somebody asked the question, so you can use that, you can use it to make a boat. Here's how. You get a part of the shell like this, you get a stick, you stick it right in the middle, you put a piece of cloth or a piece of paper at the top, and it becomes a boat, a sailboat. So what we used to do when we were younger, when it rained, we would gather at the top of the village road drain. And the drains be full of water. So what we do, we all stick our boats in the top of the drain. We would race down 1 mile to the bottom of the street, running behind our boats to see which boat came first. In your part of the world, you have a garden. You go to the supermarket and you buy mulch to put in your garden, right? In the islands, we can use a coconut mulch. You get a couple of these shells, and all you do, you pack them around the base of the tree, around the roots of the tree. Here's what happens. Because these are so hard, no weed is ever going to penetrate up inside the shell. So you keep weeds away from your garden. The second thing is that it makes you look real cool because after all, how many people in the neighborhood are going to have a coconut mulch garden? And the third thing is that Because it's so hard, it protects the soil and it keeps moisture in the ground right around the roots of your plants. So it keeps weeds away, keeps moisture in the ground, and makes your garden look really, really cool. The other thing you can do as well is you can make a little hanging basket. And what you can do, if you put a couple of these together, you put a string on top, you have a little place holding inside here. You can put your coins in, you can put candy in, you can put anything in it. You can even put your keys in, because how many of you come from work and you lose your keys, right? You drop your keys right in here, you hang it over the door, and every time you go in and out, it tells you exactly where your keys are. Very, very cool. The next thing you can do is if you're cooking, it's hard? Oh, that's okay. I agree with you. We don't get a prize for that. You get a prize for saying it's soft. And the prize is gone already. So if you're cooking and food gets stuck to the bottom of your pots or pans, you go to the store and you buy a scouring pad. It costs you money because somebody has to make it. Whereas in the islands, what we do, you take this fiber right here, some soap and water, and you can scrub your pots and pans. The beauty about this is that with the racial away pots and pans, it doesn't scratch the bottom because it is soft. So it takes food out of the pots and pans, but it doesn't scratch the surface because it is soft. The next thing you can do is that if you took this fiber and you braided it, you can make rope. You can make rope for tying stuff, for pulling stuff, for tug of war. You can make natural coconut fiber rope. As a matter of fact, you can also make mats with it. In front of your rooms on the other side, there are some brown rectangular mats made from coconut. What else can we use these for? I'm going to tell you more. These fiber right here are very good. You can use them back in the days, we used to use them as a toothbrush. You would take the fiber, you would dip it in some water, dip it in some ashes, and you brush your teeth with it. I'm a product of a coconut toothbrush fiber. I put all my teeth in, and I'm proud of my teeth. And here comes the big one. We used to use this as toilet paper. I know you're going like, really? Yeah, that's why my friend said it is soft. Because when you feel it, it's not as bad as you thought in the beginning. And you know what? Over time, you get accustomed to it anyway. We have a hat right here made of coconut. We had somebody who lives in the village, and all that person did, he got some coconut branches, he braided them together, and made a nice coconut hat. This hat I've had for 3 years, since I started the program. It hasn't moved any place, and as a matter of fact, it keeps you much cooler than a baseball cap, because if you look at it, there are dozens and dozens of air spaces in the hat where it's braided. Not only that, you have a cool looking coconut hat that not only keeps you cool, but makes you look cool, right? This time we're gonna serve you a homemade coconut tart. It's made from local fresh coconut. And again, I've got enough for everybody. All right, guys, we are coming to the end real quickly. Our Spider-Man is going to come by and climb one of these trees. But follow me for the next couple of minutes. I'm holding the dry, fresh coconut from the tree that I showed you, from the brown or the dry coconut. If I take this and I blend it or I grate it, I'm going to end up with coconut flour, which is this. It's just like flour, regular flour, made from coconut. And this is what you use to make the fillings for your tarts, your cakes, your pastries, your breads. You put this in coconut rice and you cook it. It gives a real nice coconut flavor. Coconut flour. This is what I have here. If I take the coconut flour, okay, and I squeeze it, through a cheesecloth or sieve or towel, I will end up with what you call coconut milk. So to get this, you have to take the dry fresh coconut, grate it or blend it, you get a coconut flour. You then take the flour, put it to a cheesecloth or sieve, and you squeeze it, you get coconut milk. Now, follow me here for a minute. I do not want you to confuse coconut milk with coconut water. The water is what you get when you crack open the shell and you pour the liquid. That's coconut water. Right from the shell, it's clear, it's thin. The coconut milk is what I just explained to you. You get the coconut, you grate it, you squeeze it, you end up with a coconut. You can make chocolate milk. This is also what you use to make your curries, your stews, your pies, your pina coladas, all of that stuff. You use the coconut milk to make that. Very good for you. In addition, what is the coconut milk good for? It is the best product you can use on your skin, on your face, to prevent the rays of the sun from getting to you. So here's what's going to happen. If you boil this, the top becomes whiter and the bottom part becomes more like water color. So you skim the top off and the bottom becomes lighter and lighter. You will eventually end up with coconut oil. This is fresh made coconut oil from Nevis. What do we use this for? First of all, it is the best oil to use in your hair. You put it in if you have long hair that gets tangled when you comb it and you're always having problems, put it in your hair. The next time you brush or you comb your hair, the comb goes from the root of your hair all the way down to the tip and comes right out. The other thing with coconut oil is that it is excellent for cooking. Why? It has a very, a very high smoke point. With a lot of other oils, when you're cooking, the frying pan or the dish gets smoky right away because the oil cannot tolerate a high heat. Whereas the coconut oil, you can put your stove up, you can put the heat up, leave it for a long while, it won't smoke easily because it has a very high tolerance to high temperatures. It doesn't smoke, doesn't make your kitchen smoky. The other thing as well is that you can use your coconut oil to flavor foods. You're cooking, you put a drop in your salad, you put a drop in your soup, you put a drop in your rice, and it gives that nice, rich coconut texture and flavor to your food. Now, in the winter, we always have a problem. We have a flu season. So if you don't want the shot from a doctor for the flu, I'm going to give you a secret recipe for the flu. Here we go. You take a spoonful of coconut oil. You take a spoonful of lemon or lime juice. And you take a spoonful of honey. You mix them together and you drink it. And I guarantee you, within 2 hours, the flu will be gone. You know why? In the bottle you have the coconut oil, which acts as the lubricant, right? It gets the mucus flowing and going. Then you have the vitamin C in the citrus. The lime or lemon is the vitamin C, and vitamin C is very good for the flu. And the last one is the honey. Honey is a natural healer and it's soothing, so it does all of that together. So that's the secret. Coconut oil is the secret recipe in a bottle for the flu season when it comes around. You don't want to miss these. These make the best trail mix in the world. You put some seeds in, some dried fruit in, cranberries, pomegranates, some seeds, some nuts, you mix it all together. You take the dry coconut, you take the shell off, you shave it into long slivers, very thin, you put it in a sheet pan, you sprinkle on some coconut oil or any vegetable oil, some sea salt, some local brown sugar, some honey, and you put it in the oven and you bake it at 350 degrees, 375 for about 15 minutes until it's golden brown, and you sprinkle on some honey or some sugar on top and you eat it. It's very good stuff for you. In order to catch a lizard, we made a little lizard lasso from the bone of a coconut branch. So Charlie said I can have this finger. Watch this, guys. Look at this. Imagine that's a lizard and I want to catch it. I make one of these and I get real close and I pull. What have I got myself? I've got myself a Charlie lizard, right? So Charlie, you get to keep this as your prize. Charlie gets a round of applause from everybody. In addition, we also use these bones because they like bones. We use them to make kites. You form a cross, you form an X, you put your tissue paper over, and these, instead of wood, you have your bones for your kite. In addition to that, if you're cooking shrimp, you're cooking vegetable skewers, meat skewers, you get these, you shave a little point at the end, you put your vegetables, your meat, your shrimp on, and you put these on the barbecue. and you save yourself from going to the store to buy barbecue skewers. You use your coconut skewer. So a lot of uses you have for different parts of the coconut. Are we ready for Spider-Man? Yeah. Get your cameras ready, get your phones ready. We're gonna head over here and we're gonna have Spider-Man climb up one of these trees, bare hands, bare feet. He's just gonna walk right up the tree, and this is a moment that you'd have never seen before. With a machete, trim the trees. Look at that. He's just walking right up the tree. Look at that. Bare hands, bare feet. How does he do that? I mean, he does it. And you know what? You can get climbing lessons. You can't even see him now. Let's look for the red shirt. He's going to move to the other side so you can see him better. Can you see him? Look at that. Can you see him? Look guys, see that red shirt right there? See that? Look. I bet you can do that. It's like no problem. Give a round of applause, guys. Look at that. Pretty impressive, huh? Up the tree, down the tree in a couple of seconds. Nothing to it. Hope you got some good pictures of that one. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that brings us to the end of our coconut triple today. Did you have fun? Yeah! Did you learn anything? Yes! Did you enjoy the snacks? Yes! How about Spider-Man? How about me? Yeah! So that wraps up our coconut story presentation, which we have every Monday. As you just saw, we had over 20 people attending the class, and the highlights that they took away were the education that they got from the coconut story, things they never knew before, the snacks of course, and the highlight of Spider-Man climbing the coconut trees for them. They really all liked. So culturally, the coconut plays a really big part in our culture. We have coconuts have been around for years and years, and whether we use them in cooking, in beautification, in history or culture, coconut just plays a part in our lives, and I think they'll be around for a long time to come. I am Kee France, the Director of Recreation at the Four Seasons Nevis, and the coconut story is one of the local cultural experiences we offer to our guests. This has been in service now for about 3.5 years, and people love the fact that they can get something unique and different that they can take home with them.